In an effort to unify and connect people on a deeper level,
we bring you a show that will feel more like family. We are your girls, the Dreamcatchers.
Like-minded ladies
join forces to open up about our personal issues
and share stories
in the hopes that you feel a little bit less alone.
I'm Jessica, an Ohio-raised Midwest tomboy who isn't afraid to be honest about my struggles with anxiety or life in general.
I'm Charlie, a UK wild child turned introspective free spirit. I've recruited my best girlies to create a show where we can encourage, empower, and hopefully entertain. Our goal is to inspire, challenge your perspective, and to together learn to love ourselves exactly the way we are and to live our lives out loud. Welcome to the Dreamcatchers. Welcome back, Dreamers, to a brand new episode of the Dreamcatchers. Here's Jessica Wright.
Hey guys.
To my left. And then my other lovely Jessica. And then we're interviewing Leslie Couturon today. Is that right?
Yeah.
Who is going to tell us all about her documentaries and writing experiences. She's a director, love activist, and entrepreneur. So yeah, let's kick it off.
Okay, first of all, let's touch base first on the documentary because this is so interesting to me and I love documentaries. Can you tell us the title of what you're working on?
Yeah,
okay.
So I'm working on a documentary called I Love, Therefore I Am, which kind of like means everything.
Right.
This documentary, I started to work on it 2 years ago, so it's a big project. It's a 4-episode series. Mm-hmm. It's about love. We're trying to understand what is love and what is its impact around the world. So not only romantic love, but like all sort of love. So cooperation, altruism, compassion, everything that is linked to having kind of like empathy and feeling connected to each other is love. So we're trying to see if we reconnect to that source, how we can change the world on the economic level, the ecological level, human relationships and ideology and all this kind of thing. So which is everything we're facing right now.
Right.
What was it that inspired you?
My lack of love, actually.
Self-love or
all sort of love. I think I completely disconnected from all sort of love when I hit rock bottom in my life. That's when I actually met you years ago in LA.
I hope it wasn't because of me.
But no, it was this period when I was really bad. I was feeling desperate in the sense of that nothing made sense. I was caught up in this dream and in this life that wasn't mine, but I thought it was mine. And I had a beautiful acting experience in France. I did some TV shows. I even had my own show. I did 52 episodes. We shot in Asia.
Oh
so it was amazing, but I was always frustrated. I was caught up in my stories. So I became the victim of my own choices, and I was chasing this dream that every day was making me miserable because if
you weren't reaching it, you were then
and also when I was reaching it, I wasn't happy.
You wanted
When I was on set, I was bored. I was like, oh my god, when is the day over? But I didn't want to accept it, and I hated it. Yeah.
But
and I could see people being good at it and loving it. And I was like, I don't have that spark.
Do you feel like you gave up and were like, oh, I'm not getting what I want, so I'm going to give up? Or did you already realize at that point, even getting to the very top won't make me happy? Or what was it?
Well, I started to step back and be like, what really makes me happy? And it wasn't that. And I realized like everything that makes me happy was like talking about love and talking about human relationship and traveling the world and not like fancy things. What I like is like go in countries and stay with people and understand their culture, and I can be by a fire in Nepal in a tribe. I'll be the happiest person on earth. Why was I doing by a swimming pool in Hollywood?
Right.
But then in my head I was like, yeah, but if you do, then you're gonna have like an amazing like following. You'll have like so many followers on Instagram, and then maybe you'll go to the next stage. And I'm like, oh my god, I just want to be loved. I want to be loved. I don't want to act. I want to be loved. I want people to be like, yes, you're here, you're alive, it's all good. It's gonna be okay, we love you. I was such a liar to myself every day. I was like, oh yeah, you're such an artist, you went to acting school, you studied like classical theater, you're that type of actress. Meanwhile, if someone had given me the most beautiful part that I would have had to play at theater and not make any money and no one would have known, I would have said no. So what kind of, it wasn't...
Love the honesty there.
I love that you've come through this and you're so honest, it's amazing.
It's so hard to be honest, especially when it's like, I've been working for this goal, this is what I want, and then to tell people this is not my true love, or it's for the wrong
Yeah, because
Not the wrong.
it's
the
a
reasons
sense
I
of
don't
failure,
like.
but it isn't.
Yeah,
but
it's
that's
not.
a sense of
And I
success,
thought
actually.
I was failing, so I was advertising a life I wasn't living. I think I was angry at myself for not being who I was.
Wanted to be, yeah.
Yeah.
Living your truth, doing what you felt you
Exactly.
needed
It
to
felt-
do.
And I knew what was right for me, and I didn't want to see it. It's
Right.
like it's right here. If we could like step away and be like who we are, what really makes me happy, and what
That's
like,
the goal,
yeah,
isn't it? That's
versus
the
what I
ultimate
think
goal.
I should be doing.
Right. I feel like because of the amount of training, all these years we've got into the state of mind that we're in, all these conditions, stories, self-negative talk, or all this stuff, and it's really almost like I've inherited it. It just takes a lot of work for our society to take off all the shit, the layers of conditions and what happened with our childhood, and really just be who we are underneath.
I was speaking to my mum a little while ago, and she said, what's the one thing that you will teach your children that perhaps I forgot? And I was like, self-love. Self-love,
Right,
self-love,
yeah.
because growing up, like, I never heard those words,
I
that
didn't-
expression,
I didn't
ever.
either.
Ever.
And then like the last 5 years, maybe even less, it's everywhere, and I now realise why and how important it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like for my children, that's what I'm going to
Yeah,
instill in them, like
absolutely,
self-love.
Yeah. When you started living your truth, did you feel like did things start coming towards you? Did you get more opportunities? Did you find the right team? Like, what was that transition?
So yeah, it's so when I had the idea of the documentary, it was a mix. I always wanted to do something about love and never really even like told myself about it. But somehow one day I was always talking about love and human relationships and emotions and suffering and pain with my best friend in France. And we learned so much during all those conversations, but we could never find answers when it comes to love. I was like, but what is really love? And when I got out of this relationship with an ex that really put me down, and I felt like
I remember you
so
talking
much
about him.
pain, so much pain. It was a very, very tough time in my life, where everything that happened in this relationship was kind of like a mirror of all the suffering and the growth I had to work on. I was like, how can people hurt each other so much? Like, how do we hurt each other? And then it became this other question, but we do it every day. It's not only like I'm hurting my boyfriend or my girlfriend, or I hurted my mother by saying this or acting like that, or I wasn't faithful, but it's not even that. It's like everything we do is always for us first,
We're selfish.
and
yeah.
then on the cost of everything. Like, I will make myself a coffee in the morning. Some kids are quitting school to make money and be like slave, kind of like to just get that coffee. Or I'm gonna wear some clothes that have been made by young women in Bangladesh who have nothing to live, and because I wanted that sweater blue, that color is gonna go in the ground and destroy the planet. So I'm like, we do things, but we don't want to hurt, but we still do it anyway. The documentary, when I started, it was all those questions, and I was like, I want to answer it, and I couldn't find anything. So I called my best friend and was like, let's do it. Like, let's go get those answers and let's do this documentary. She accepted, and we decided to put everything on the side. That became my big epiphany about my life and my acting career in the middle, where I was like, well, now that I understand everything and all my patterns and where I'm going and what I really want, then I left acting career. And one thing after another, we started to gather like people around us. So when you ask me, did things happen? Yes, a lot happened. It's kind of like we're so aligned at the beginning. Even
The universe
still now.
just-
And it just came to
Everything. So we're like, let's do a Kickstarter campaign to start the project.
I wanted to ask you about that.
Yeah.
Yes, please share with
So
us
it was
about
in 2015, right at the beginning. We're like, we need $50,000 to start a project. We'll go in Asia, we'll shoot a teaser, and then we can work and like write our 4 episodes, and we'll have some time and start the project, everything. And sadly, there was the attacks in France, and then we stopped the campaign. We're like, we can't do it. It was too hard, like talking about love all day, like facing the opposite. So we stopped everything, and then we saw all the posts appearing on Facebook. We need love, we need love, we need love. And we're like, here we go. So that little naive thing we wanted to do might actually be the answer. And it's because it's so evident and so easy that we forget and we don't know how to do it anymore. And I think
Right.
we're all completely disconnected to what is making us being who we are, because society or everything is taking us away every second. The documentary is 4 episodes, and it's also a quest. So we're filming our transition and our transformation through the episodes. So we're going to visit 20 countries in the world. We're going to live with tribes, and we'll meet with scientists, philosophers, authors, like all sort of people. Yeah, it's like we really want to see everyone's perspective on love. We want to show also there is some love in other creature, like living creature, like even plants. Trees cooperate and help each other. Like we really want to go to the core of like love is actually everywhere. And because it's a quest, we're all about love, and we want to show like even us being the biggest advocate of love in the world, we can't do it every day. We're going to talk a lot about society and the economy in the first one. And the second one will show on in nature how it works on for other species.
Oh, I'm excited. I want to watch
and
this.
for like trees and on the
Biological.
Here we go, that word. French. And then the ecological level. The third one is all about ideology, so it's going to be human relationships. So we're going to explore the core and the reason of like terrorism and racism and intolerance
you're going
and
all out.
violence. Yeah, so we're gonna try to go to see refugee camps, and like we're really gonna go to the core of it. And the 4th episode, it's where it all started, but we'll keep it for the end. It's like us. What about us being love in intimacy?
You personally,
no, us like as
people.
human beings, like
Yeah.
all of us. So on an intimate level and personal relationships and how we can love ourselves, because it will start from there. But we have to keep it from the end. When we understand everything, then it's
That's
easier.
when you,
Exactly. And
Wow,
when you
that's
talked
awesome.
about, I think it was the two of you were like talking about kids. Like when we were kids, no one like taught us to love ourselves. With Marine, my co-director and co-founder of I Love Love I Am, we are actually right now trying to set up an organization in France. So we want to
for the kids.
For kids,
Oh my
I
God,
want to do a
amazing.
version for the kids and a special edit for them. And we want to go to most like the most amount of schools we can go to and screen it and have some workshop with therapists and
You've
social
got big
worker
plans.
and to bring them tools so then they can respond to violence, intolerance, bullying, abuse, or every like growing up, what it is to be me, who am I, learning to love themselves. So we want
So
to give them the
important.
tools we didn't have.
How far you've gone into this.
Yes,
I really
amazing.
want to acknowledge you for being such an advocate for it, because people delve into stuff like this, little bits and bobs, but like you really have covered every angle.
Because
Like,
it's kind of the
You
way
devoted your life to
right?
it, which
Like,
I think is
even like they
incredible.
say, like hurt people. So if you can start at like a childhood level and be like, okay, you were hurt by so and so, but here's how to love yourself. Here's how to, like you said, giving them tools.
It all just comes down to fear again. Yeah. And it's like you either operate from fear or you operate from love.
Yeah.
You know, and
The beauty is not judging. It's like
Right.
even when you see like you're still going in that trap, even though you saw it and you jump into it.
Yeah.
It's like, well, you're a human, and maybe there is something to learn, so it's okay.
Exactly.
And you're not about
that
to
kind
Absolutely.
self-talk is so important, isn't it? And we just, not enough people do it. It's always, I bet most people speak to themselves way more negatively than positively.
The little things we can do.
Yes.
If we don't do it, who's gonna do it?
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if we all do
Someone's
a
got to
little
start.
bit,
Yeah.
like we all choose our little causes. Like some people are like, oh, but you can't save the world. Yeah, but at least I've done something today.
Okay, so just to summarise the documentary for all the viewers out there, what can they expect from this 4-episode documentary? What is the overall goal that you want people to feel or get from it?
Discover and reconnect to who we are, and once you get out of the movie theater or once you turn off your TV, you just want to get out and scream love and spread love everywhere in everything you do, and also realize that actually love is in every actions. And the more you feel good about yourself, the more you feel the love for
put
you
that
and
into
for
your-
others, the more your actions are going to be aligned with who you are and your values, which is very important.
Tell all of those lovely viewers out there that are maybe not in alignment with who they are or don't know yet what they want to do. What advice would you give
I have
to people?
one tool.
One tool,
Worked
okay,
for
tell it
me
straight to that
so
camera.
well. So one day, what I did and really changed me, I did a list of all the goals, ambition, or things I always dreamed of. So it's like two lists, the dreams and then the goals and what I really want to do. And then I put this on the side, and then I was like, the list of all the best moments I ever had in my life. Or what
Like
really,
happiest.
yeah, like happy and at peace. Because you can be happy like from like pleasure, you know,
Yeah.
like, oh, I just got that, I'm so happy. But no, like happy and peaceful feeling. Those two feelings are
Not just
put
a quick
together.
fix, actually
Yes.
feeling
Yeah.
good in yourself. like-
Exactly, like that sense of like, and that list is usually shorter than everything you want because it's so rare, those precious moments where it's like this deep happiness
Like with
where
your
you feel like,
family or
yeah, and you feel like you want to
rich
love
feeling.
the entire
Yeah.
world, and you're in that space where anything could happen, it's okay. And then I compared those lists and I was like, okay, there is nothing in common. And then I did another list, which was, what are the moments I'm the most stressed in my life? And that was things in common with what I wanted to do.
Really?
So it was like, well,
light bulb
maybe it's
moment,
time for
yeah.
me to do another list of what can I create with that list of things that really makes me happy. Because
Yeah.
if I can create something with that, I will have this force that comes from like the deepest, like, you know, like gut. I don't know from where, but it's coming from something. And it would really be me. And on the top of that list was like talking about love with my friends. This is what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
It was traveling. It was discovering countries and cultures,
Foods
exploring like humans' relationship, talking about politics, all these kind of things. Or even it was like being in the wood and walk, being by the beach and listening to the wave. It was like being with animals. Unconditional love for me is more surrender. It's like
Pure
no matter what it
acceptance.
is, I just love.
Right.
The person who wants to be with me, I love him. He doesn't want to be with me, I love him. He wants to be with me or he's like leaving me, I love myself. And no matter what is being created in between, it's something else. It's a moment, it comes and goes, and it won't stay anyway. And the love will change anyway. So just surrender to what is.
Oh, thank you so much for coming on.
you.
So
Yes,
wonderful
thank
talking
you.
to you.
so much.
The teaser is on our website, so the English version is ilovetherefore.com.
I love therefore I am.
I
Yes.
love therefore I am.
Perfect.
Great. And I really would like to do, whenever you've progressed more with the documentary and some more talks, anything like
Yeah.
that next year, love to
Yeah,
have
I
you
have
back
some
on the
good
show.
news coming up with the
I feel like we're going to
Yes.
leave and be like
Not
spreading
saying
love.
anything.
everywhere.
Definitely.
But definitely check out your website, right?
Yes.
Yes.
I love
Yes.
therefore I am.
Yeah, as you said, I'm an activist in my soul, so it's a
I
very
love that.
engaging-
You're doing good
really
things.
inspiring.
You're
know.
really
Like,
like
you're
trying
doing
to
good
fight
things.
for the right causes. And,
Absolutely.
And we all have we're not powerless. We all have the power to do something.
You're
And
absolutely
it starts
right.
with love and little things every day.
Yes.
Yeah. We'll pick 3 things and
Give
go for
3
it.
things to
Get
them right
3
now
things
to do.
that you can change and ask 3 friends to do the same, and this is gonna snowball, and we can all like change the world one step at a time.
Amazing.
Amazing.
Thank you so much. And thank you guys so much for watching another episode of Dreamcatchers. And I think actually this is our last episode this season, isn't it?
It is.
Wrapping it up, guys. Till season 2.
Until season 2, spread the
Coming
love.
soon. Yes, spread the love.
Thank you for
We
having
love you
me.
so much.
No
Thank you
worries.
for watching.
Bye,
Love you
guys.
guys.
Bye.